So I'm going to make a video today of how I hand make these aluminum fenders that I've been making. I've had a few people ask me like the details on how I do it. So I figured I'd just make a video and post it, and hopefully it will answer some questions that people have out there. So the one on the right is obviously one that's done already, and the one on the left is a bigger version for a rear tire, but it's essentially the same process. So when I first start off, this is when it's finished. It's going to be 5 inches wide, the opening. So what I do usually is I cut it. I usually add like 3/4 of an inch to the width, so when it's formed, it allows for the doming. Once you start doming it, it goes, it takes away from some of the width that you originally have. So what I do is I cut it out to whatever length, and I divide it. I don't know if you can see that. I divide it separately in the center line here. That just kind of gives me just guidelines when I'm hammering it out on the stump. I'm trying to do this video by myself, so the video might be a little choppy here and there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop and then start again at different processes and different stages. Okay? Okay, so this is what I use to do all the hammering on. It's basically just a tree stump. You can use any kind of tree stump, really. It's probably about, I would say about 6 to 8 inches wide, the bowl in there, and probably the bowl, the depth of it is probably maybe 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch. As you can see, I've been using this one for a while. I could probably make a new one soon. So basically, and this is the hammer I use. I got it from Summit. It's a dead blow hammer. I was using a regular style hammer for a long time, and the dead blow ones are awesome. They take a lot more, a lot less effort to bang the metal out with this bad boy. So I would recommend getting one of these. A lot of different companies sell them. I just happen to get this one from Summit. Really good. So basically, I'll put the aluminum on there, kind of center it, and what I try to do is try to get a good hit and try to stay in the deepest section of the bowl every time I hit. So when I hit, I'll hit one here, and then I'll move, then I'll move, then I'll move, and just go down the line. I usually go down the center line first, and then both center lines first, and then I work my way out from there. And I just pretty much do it in sections. So I'll be like, I'll hit this out, then I'll hit this out, and then I'll flip it and then do this one and this one. So I'll do it like this, just so it's kind of in the same vicinity of the bowl, so you get a uniform shape to it. So I'm going to stop, and I'll start again and kind of show you my progress with it. So as you can see, I just I do one swoop through the lines to kind of define the shape a little bit, and then what I'll do is I'll work that section, just work a section at a time, and then just kind of go with it, with the flow of how it's being shaped. But always try to hit the stump in pretty much the same place, so everything stays uniform. I wish I could show you as I'm hammering, but I don't know, let me see if I can try. I apologize for the crappy video, but let's see if we can do this. Yeah, that might work. Alright. You don't need to try to kill it first swap. Just kind of let it flow on its own, and you know, you hit it good, but you don't have to try to kill it the first swing. You know, you got to go over it a few times. And when you start to get a little bit of a shrink like that, then you can kind of bang that out as you go. You know, a little bit. Another little one there. And then after I do that side, I spin it around so you're still you're in that same area. Up too much for your hammer to get in there, just kind of give it a little so you can get back in there again. See, and then I'll do this is the last section. Yeah. Then you just kind of work the center again. Okay, so I hammered this out the way I wanted it. I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty uniform. You really want to have a nice light on the top of your stump, so you can kind of like just read the shapes inside the sheet metal as you're hammering, so you can kind of tell where high spots are, low spots are, whatever. You don't have to get it perfect, because you can go through the English wheel and you know, finish it off. But you want to get your basic shape and kind of like, you know, the concave that you want while you're hammering. And then obviously this it's not going to fit anything this way, so what I do is I take it on a bench, grab the sides, and kind of give it a good pull on both sides. I've kind of put my palm in the middle of it, so it kind of concaves the end of it too. It gives it a little bit of a shape on the end, and you know, you got to kind of muscle it a little bit. And what I usually do is, depending on the size of the tire that this is going to go on, I'll draw a line on my bench of the radius, so that way I can kind of judge how far this needs to get pulled and English wheeled out. So give it more. And again, this is where these center lines help too. It kind of gives you you know, you're not just yanking it all over the place. You know, you kind of know, all right, let's do this section, so everything comes out somewhat even, and you know, just kind of give it like that. So, and sometimes when you get to this point, you might need to go back and hammer it. Like there's a little bit of a low spot here that I probably hammer again before I put on the wheel, start English wheeling it. Okay, so when I start wheeling, I usually start the long way first, depending on how concave you want this, how much shape you want. These I start with the most round wheel, concave wheel. I use this one. And then after I wheel it this way, I turn it this way, and then I'll use a flatter wheel to go this way with it to smooth things out. So basically, when I start, I get it in there, and I put enough pressure on there, but not enough to squeeze the hell out of it, you know. And I work from the center, get the center going, and then kind of work out that way. The first round is pretty much just smooth all the hammer marks that you put in there, all the bumps out. Then I'll go back in again and kind of track it a lot closer than what I'm doing now. Right now, I'm just trying to get it somewhat smoothed out, and then I'll get more detailed in there my second time around. But I always work from the center out. Even when I'm hammering, I start in the center, and then I just center out. And that just works for me. There's a million different ways to make these things, I'm sure. It's just how I get it. So see, it's smooth, getting smooth already, just that one pass. So I'm going to do a couple more passes, and then I'll run it the other way. So I'll stop the video once I get to that point. Okay, so I did 2 passes with the small wheel. Now I'm going to go to the flatter wheel, flatter profile, and I'm going to take the fender and work this way with it all the way through. Again, I do one pass just to kind of get the shape going, and then I'll do a couple more passes to fine-tune the shape. And as you're going through the whole process, you always got to kind of stop, look at it. If something needs to be tweaked, you're always constantly tweaking the shape of the thing to get where you want to be. I usually work the center. I don't go all the way out like this. I do one round of just kind of getting the center and getting the bumps out, and then I'll go back and I'll do this side like this, to kind of get the shape. And don't fight with the wheel. Kind of let the wheel kind of define where you're going a little bit, and then once I do that side, then I'll just flip it over, you know, and I'll do this side like that. So, but you know, I'll do the center first, and then I'll do 2 more passes on each side, like I showed you. Every so often you'll need to tighten up your wheel because, you know, that it gets loose after a little while sometimes. Because I just have a cheaper English wheel. This is actually a pretty decent English wheel though for the money. And it doesn't take up a lot of space either, which is nice. Okay, so I'm done wheeling. Now what I'm going to do is find the center of it so I can trim the edges here to round off these edges. What I do is I use a fabric tape measure and run it across, find the center, put a dot there, and then I actually put a couple dots going up, and then I'll draw a line there, and then what I do is I use the contour gauge on both sides all the way down, just to make sure that everything's even and symmetrical on each. What I'll do is I'll scribe the line around here, and then I'll go over it with a black Sharpie marker, and then I'll scribe it again so it gives me that nice prominent clean line so I can actually see it while I'm cutting it with snips. If you don't put the Sharpie marker there, it can be tough to see, but this kind of just gives me that extra ability to really see the line when I'm trimming it, so I don't kind of veer off at all. But I thought this would be good to put on the video, and just, you know, just a little trick to kind of make things easier. Okay, so I just trimmed this off with the tin snips. These are the snips I use. They're kind of a little offset, so when you're snipping it, you know, it's kind of like, it's a lot easier to, they're made to go around corners instead of like a straight set of snips. So now that that's done, what I'll do is I'll take this file, go around the edge, clean everything up, deburr everything, make sure everything's even and uniform. I'll also go around the edges here with the file, and after that, like I said, I just do a quick sand on top with the palm sander, just to kind of smooth things out and get any you know, any leftover wheeling marks, but there's really not too much in here. So like I said, it's not like I'm really taking off any material. I'm just more or less metal finishing it a little bit. And that's about it. So again, I apologize for the crappy video. I apologize for my my New England accent to some people. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to to shoot me an email, or I'm going to throw this up on YouTube too, so you can just throw some comments up there. And if anyone out there wants to see anything else done or anything in depth, just let me know, and when I get the chance, I will put another video up. Alright, thanks for watching.